Okay, another video for Wusik Station 10, coding the whole thing. I was having some problems with the parameters before that. I wanted to make it stay in the range, and I think I got it working. So I'm just testing now because sometimes my mouse drag code is fired before they actually mouse down, and that never should happen. So I'm trying to figure out what went wrong and should be so. Trying to check out a few things, the code. See again, the mouse is dragging, sends information, but why the mouse click is set after? Mouse down somewhere equals true. Instead of using the dragging variable, where do I check that? Let me try using the other variable instead, the mouse down somewhere, which is the same thing as dragging. And another thing, well, let's test first and see what happens. Because it should show 1 and 2. 2 is dragging, 1 is mouse click. But then again, there is one situation that I forgot. The first mouse click is being sent to an external thread. Not external, but an exit thread. So the code could happen after the mouse drag. Because computers are so fast those days that code could happen after. So that can be a problem. So instead of what I was doing now, I should keep my dragging code. So if it's dragging, it means that mouse is being held. And what I should do is on the mouse drag, I should first check if there is an active mouse click still going on in the extra thread. I just have to check where I created that because I don't remember. Now I created a list of threads for the mouse down button. So they are extra threads running. Oh, here, mouse key threads. So in the case of dragging, I should wait. How many we have? 2. thread running. We'll wait a bit. Let me check which is one. This is inside another thread, so should work. But let me use the correct code because this thread was not created with juice, so I have to use this instead. But I also want to create a counter in case for some reason the thread is showing a menu, then it should exit after, let's say, 2 seconds. 200 times 10 is going to be 2000, which is 2 seconds. So now the thread, the mouse drag should never happen before the mouse click. Still going. Oh, while still. Let me put 4 seconds here to test, but then I'm going to reduce to 2 seconds. It's while, not if. 4 seconds. Is blocked now. Here, it is still happening the wrong way. So it's not what I was expecting. It's weird because I do have the thread in here. It now mouse event. Put as 0. And check what's really going on. Around here. Mouse down, mouse up. Yeah, work. 0, 1, and waiting for the 4 seconds. And 2, 0 again. So it's a bit weird. Oh, I forgot. The thread is always running. So it should be processing that I check. Silly me. Let's go there again. Oh, not that. Is it? While processing. Now should be 0, 1, and then 2. Okay, now that's correct. The last 0 is because it's sending the mouse button up. The first one is button down, then the drag, and then the button up. Now it's working. 2 seconds here. Just in case it gets stuck for some reason. It's always good to have some checks like that so the code doesn't get totally stuck. Because I was getting some weird behavior with the mouse drag because the mouse drag was happening sometimes before the external thread, the extra thread was running the mouse click. The mouse click must always happen before the mouse drag. So now I can move my mouse. Moving my mouse up, and then down. So it's staying now in the range. And also the tuning and the fine are staying in the negative and positive ranges. The fine tuning here, it goes from 1, -1. So now it's staying in range. The volume is working. Panning also is working from 1 to -1. So it's all working better now. Just jumping there. But I was moving my mouse. Important thing is that it doesn't jump like crazy when the mouse is not moving. But if I'm moving my mouse, of course it's going to jump because it's clicking and moving a lot. Oh, now that moved too much. So I wonder if it's still doing that. Still doing the mouse drag before the mouse down. So I'm going to add a mouse down check. Down. I'm going to do this at the last position. Drag. I just return. Then on the mouse up, that's around here. I do those false. Mouse down equals true. If not mouse down, return. And I can actually remove that other code. I'm not going to keep this code anymore. There is really no need for that. And another one that needs the mouse up and down. So we're going to copy this to the component itself, so more components can use it. It's the scroller, screw bar. Mouse down, mouse up. It's false. Other screw bar, mouse drag. Return, mouse down actually. Then down goes through. So that should happen. Should help. Because if the mouse drag happens before the mouse down, I don't have the correct positioning and some other variables. So it's no longer jumping now, even if I'm moving the mouse, trying to make it jump, but it seems that it's not jumping. But that's good. Very good thing. Now I need to create. Oh, first I have to fix the window version problem. Because a window mode, the positionings are not correct. Oh, ugly. Consider the mouse jumps side. Very low here. Not even working correctly because it's moving outside of the window. Oh, I have to check why. For now. Still game engine. So when I create my rectangle, getting the window rectangle and the client rectangle. When the mouse moves, I update the mouse. The game engine actually does that. Was not created by me. Check what it actually does. Oh, so it offsets the mouse button accordingly to the window positioning. So always have X and Y to the corner of the top left corner, the left and right. But that doesn't help me a lot. So let me check again. Using the mouse down positioning here. Mouse down click position equals prevel mouse positioning. So what I'm going to do, I'm not going to hide the cursor anymore just to check where the mouse is going to when I move it. Because I am getting the raw positioning from the window, so I don't get why it's not going to the place I want. There. Going. That's very strange. So I have my X and Y here. I X, I, Y. The updated mouse just updates the internal positioning. I started the preview mouse positioning, which I don't do anything about it. And when I do a mouse click, I do mouse down click positioning, which I set the cursor to there. Why this doesn't work? Unless the set cursor positioning is relative to the window. So let me check that. I don't remember. So why documentation are good. Screen coordinates. Could be the clipping that I'm doing wrong then. So let's remove the clipping. Clipping, it means that the cursor can't get out of a certain area. This is very handy because if you're in a window mode and the cursor moves out of the window, you lose focus and it gets very weird to adjust a knob if you're doing like that. Probably going to stop adjusting knob. We use the clip cursor for that. But as they say, the clip cursor got stuck now inside of the clip cursor. Okay. Clip still doing that. But I removed that. Hmm. Try it. Weird. As soon as I okay, I see what's happening. It's sending me back there. But I'm going to try get cursor position instead. And if that helps me out. Mouse boot down. Cursor positioning. Mouse down. Click positioning. It's complaining now. Like that. I remember doing something like that. Yes, I had that code already in place. Check an example. Pointing structure. Never mind. Yeah, I was doing wrong. So we're going to get that instead. Let's see if that helps out. Because I'm pretty sure that the mouse position I'm receiving here is relative to the window, so that's no good. Working. I have to check if it's going to work in full screen too, but it should work. Let's test the clipping. Thing. I don't need this anymore. It seems to be working because I can't get to my second monitor. Can get outside of the right now window mode. Still have to fix the resizing not working correctly, but I'll do this last. Okay, so the clipping is totally working, not going outside of the area, which is good. But let me reduce it by few pixels. I was already reduced it by 8. Try 8, 8, and 16. 16. Now I can write my cursor again, and everything should be working correctly. So one thing I want to do is when I exit the full screen mode, check what I do. And so show global menu. This is where I do that. So I want to make the window just a bit smaller. So the user can see that can be resized. Otherwise, you have to move the window to the corner and by the corner, top corner, and then resize it. It's not very nice. You have to fix the resizing code because it only works very well from the bottom right corner. Other corners it doesn't resize correctly. On the bottom right corner, it's not even the bottom right corner. Where is it that I did manage to get it working correctly? But still okay. Let's try this. Full screen, window mode. You went to full screen because the settings are already there. So let me clear that first. So you go to the data folder and just select the main settings file. I'm going to open full screen. Then I go to window mode. Should show it as maximized. Let's check why. Oh, here, maximize goes false. Let's see if it's going to work correctly now. At least it should. Put in full screen and back from full screen. Should maximize. Why is this false? So let's see. Full screen is not full screen. If it's not full screen, that value maximize false. Seems to be correct. Settings file again. Just in case. Going maximize. Or remove the maximized. I have to check why it's doing that. Don't get it. Not exactly bad. As long as I click on the maximize, it goes to a certain value. That's good. Let's try again. Using something that I don't understand. Well, I will figure this out eventually. Not right now. Weird. But at least the rest is working, so that's good. The full screen really looks great. I just have to figure out a few ranges for the buttons, like the tuning is very slowly moving because the range is minus 48 to 48. So not a very good range right now. So for that I created something. Check here. Created a multiplier. So now it's 10. Let's try 20. And then I'm going to create the display value so it's easier to actually see what's going on. When you move the mouse over, it shows something. Okay, now it's much better. You have to move the mouse a lot, but since there's a lot of numbers to change with the mouse, I'm going to leave like that. Next next step is to make the display. But one thing I was checking, I want to debug something. Can because sometimes the debug doesn't work. This external process. Oh yeah, process. That was the name I was trying to remember the last time. External process. Because the plugin will run another file. It's here process application. It's compiling, so it's not in here. Those files are garbage. So it runs another executable file as an external process, and everything runs from there. If the plugin crashes, the external process crashes, it doesn't crash the plugin. Let me move that out of the way. Check something out. So now running the debugger, but I have to run in another window because the interface is going to be on top of everything. Because I want to test one thing. When I open the menu, it's giving me a read access violation. Component over is not null pointer. I think I know what it is. Okay. Close. That's great. This should be done before I check. Because the mouse down can be from the menu, and then the menu is going to close and kill the component over. Not kill, but set to other value. Then that can be a problem. Now it's working again. The interface started to look very good, I would say, because in full screen it really helps see everything. And soon we're going to have the sample player and other stuff in here, so it look great. Oh, now it's a bit boring to look, but soon it's going to be good. I'm going to handle a few things now. We're going to take another short break. Then it's slow, and then we continue probably tomorrow. But well, that's it. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching.